Alright folks, I don't know what the date is, I don't know, it's early April and we've had a bit of a, I had planned to do a big loop around the Wombat National Park, but we arrived up here at Blackwood and I went over to the start of the Wombat hike. It was like a 35k loop, track's closed. Would have been great if they'd put that on the website. So I'd originally planned to do a 3-day 2-night hike, and I had one here at the top of Leatherdew Gorge planned as well, but that was only going to be a one overnighter. I've ducked over here. Looks like we're going to be doing the overnighter here at Leatherdew Gorge. So my watch is not happy, but let's get ourselves on the road. Well, we are off and running. We're probably only about not even 500 meters, maybe a kilometer into the track, and we're doing a little bit of off-road already. It's not really I would say an established track. This is the tunnel, what is it? I really should check these things before I start recording. The tunnel loop, something like that. But anyway, it is, so I've got the track built into my watch. It is all kinds of interesting. So what are the stats today? I have dropped a stack of weight, doing a bit of a diet bet over the last couple of months, and I've dropped about 9 kilos. So weighed in this morning, just me, at 102.6, which is fairly pleasing. And then with the whole pack and everything, so water, food, everything, for a couple of nights is 121.6, so it's like 19 kilos for the pack and stuff. So my original plan, as I said, was to go over to the Wombat National Park and do a hike through there and do 3 days, 2 nights. I had found sort of like a 35k loop that I could do that would have been, well, I was up one of the mountains, quite nice. Where are we going? We are definitely just following the river here. Wowza. Remember this old Leatherdew Gorge hike? Remember that previous one where ooh, hello, crushing sticks and rocks? Me going off track. Oh, I really hope this doesn't turn into a super challenging one. Can you see me already starting to go, yeah, Ben, this is a great idea. We're definitely on this side of the river. Or are we? All right, stand by, let's check. We've come, I'm doing a bit of an extra loop because I want to go up past this lake here, but we're going to come around here, and I think I've actually come off the track. I'm down here on the water. I think I actually need to go up over there. Let's go hunting for a track. What do you reckon we're going to find, folks? Oh. Thankfully the water's nice and low, so getting across shouldn't be too much of an issue. And this spot just here looks good. We've had a lot of rain over the last few weeks, especially in the last couple. Yesterday, let's see if we can get up here. I brought my hiking poles, but I haven't got them out yet. Well, I had them out, and I didn't feel like I needed them. We're going to do some four-wheel driving. Get through here. Why do I always do this to myself? Oh, yeah, we've gone down. We're still good. Still good. Slightly wet leg. Oh, look at those big thistle things. They're just seeds of some type. Look at that. Get rid of those things. They're not thistles, they're just some type of seed. Not ideal. Alright. Now I've got to climb up through here. I'm looking at all the leaves. Does anything look super spiky? Ooh, I can feel blackberries or something just there. Alright. Don't have a choice. Oh, this fern's a bit spiky actually. We need to get up there. We might have to back up. I think we'll have to backtrack, guys. I'll get back to you shortly. Alright, I've basically come back almost to the start of the hike. Back to the car is literally maybe 200 or 300 meters up there. I walked down here before and I looked at this bridge and I looked at this little road over here, and on my watch it looked like the track went this way. But when I look at my phone, it looks more like the track goes over here. And if you look over there, there's actually a little little pole there to say that's where the path is. Now that said, it looks mighty overgrown. Holy mackerel. All right, at least we're on the right side of the river now. Let's see how this pans out. All right, now we're up. That's the little bridge down there. I took that little that little track you can see down there. I took that around down there. As you can see, we just had a big climb up, and now we're walking along much further up above the river than previously. Well, before we were walking along down under there. All right, now it was only 31 minutes of re-evaluating the route, but you know what, that was 31 minutes well spent. I'd walked 15 minutes in one direction and I was like, this doesn't seem right. Like, I just didn't seem, yeah, and I think what's happened is I was following a game trail. So, not ideal, but it just goes to show you how easy it is to get off track. And that's even with my watch showing the GPS. But my watch, this part of the track I'm doing here isn't part of the tunnel loop. This is a little bit extra I'm doing, I thought, because the tunnel loops, I think it was only like 12 kilometers and you can do it in like 5 hours. So I was a bit like, well, I wanted to do an overnight hike, get out here in the hammock, but oh, look at this tree here. Look at that bad boy, he's come down. Holy, oh, look at that. That is the same tree all the way down there across the creek. That is a mega sized tree. Let's not hang out here too much longer. I mean, the soil will probably be reasonably soft after all the rain we've had. Don't want any other trees are coming down on us. So yes, sorry it's been so long since we've had a video. I didn't bring Alexis along for this one because, well, she wasn't super keen and she's at school. I'm on a week's leave. And yes, I thought I'll try and sneak in a hike, maybe two, though I have to admit I'm a little bit disheartened. I tried to organise another hike and it just fell into the too hard basket. Like I had to do bookings and then the nights I needed wouldn't work and blah, 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 blah. But yes, it got to the point where I was like, no, I'm not going to do that one. And I thought, oh, I'll do this one. And then I planned this one and I was like, oh, it's quite short. And I was looking around on all trails and I thought, I haven't been back to the Wombat National Park. Maybe I can go there. Wow, this is a bit thin. Maybe I could go back there because I enjoyed that one so much last time. But I thought, I'll have to wait and see. So then I put together, I found somebody else. I think it was Team Tanya and Tom, or whatever their names were, had done a hike there that was about a 35k loop. And that's what I was mentioning to you guys before. So that's what I was planning to do today. But alas, I got there and negatory. There was a sign and rope or tape and stuff across the start of the track, which is frustrating because I'd be like, couldn't have put that on the website. But what do you do? That's one thing I have noticed here in Australia is like the Parks Victoria website is, it's hard to find stuff, but when you find it, at least they have the information there about park closures. Lerderderg, I've had mixed things. Wombat, as I said, I'd had no idea it was closed. So yes, when that one was closed, I was like, all right, the trailhead for this one was only like a 7-minute drive from the other one, sort of in the opposite direction. So we've gone from the Wombat State Forest across here to Lerderderg Gorge. And we're at the very northwestern tip of Lerderderg Gorge. So I haven't been up through here yet, which is why I wanted to do it. I'm not looking at you guys because I do not want to fall off this thin little trail. But yeah, let's get into it. Wow, check this out. You can, the trees have all just turned into pine trees. We've got like a sprinkling of pine trees all the way through here. We're only a couple of k's into the track. It's amazing. I'd be really keen to go and do a hike in a pine forest. I am yet to locate one in Victoria. I think there's, what's it called? Red something, I think. But that is very much like a plantation. It is like every tree is 2 meters apart and they're in rows, and I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to camp there, so not what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. We have a sign. Now, this is something I didn't realise. Well, I mean, what is that? What's that little guy there? Little mushroom? What I was going to say was something I hadn't realised, or sort of hadn't dawned on me, is the Great Dividing Trail. I still have not finished that. What have we got here? Caravan Park, Mineral Springs this way. So yes, the Great Dividing Trail, remember how I did that over 3 sections, I think, and the last section was all cut off and I finished at Dalesford. Well, this is the bottom section of it. So at some stage, I'm going to probably have to, well, I don't know, depending on how far up here this I do of it, there's still probably about, I don't know how far of the track there actually is to go. I was going to say 50 k's, but surely there's not 50 k's left of that track. I'd like to think I did more than that, or at least I didn't leave that much of it outstanding, but there was a whole chunk of it that was shut down due to the storms from last year. Yeah, it would have been last year. So maybe I'll have to go up to Dalesford and do the last leg of that. Can you see the hesitation? I'm like, yeah, I didn't really enjoy that one, but my OCD will kick in. I'll be like, I just want to complete it so it's done. Walking down through here, and that's a big tree that's fallen down. I've chopped a chunk out of that, and there's this bridge over here, just a random bridge. We must be getting close to the, oh, that is a big step up. Can I go this way? Oh, video and step. Here we go. Up we go. And step down. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, the Mineral Springs must be across that side. So yes, I tell you what, it's what time is it? 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I am starting to get a bit peckish. I brought noodles for lunch, but we didn't leave till late. I had a late breakfast, 10 o'clock, or probably almost 11. So we'll look here, Logo State, plants, yep, 1 hour, Lake Lookout by whatever, yep, this way. Let me just check my watch. Yep, this way, off we go. Well, we think it's this way at least. This makes sense though. It's a nice little spot over there. I wonder if you can camp over on that side. That's one thing I've found with all the websites. It's like, where can you and can't you camp? Must you camp in designated campsites all the time? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go a bit bush and find, you know, good little spots to camp. But I don't want to break the rules, but I don't know. Sometimes it all gets a bit hard. That's okay. All right, we're going to get to this lake soon, and my plan is I'll have lunch at the lake. So lunch is on its way, hopefully very soon. So we're about 500 meters from the lake up this way, and I was just having a look around. It is a hammockers paradise. All the trees are straight up. There's a few that have fallen over, obviously. I mean, more over that way. There's actually more of a sprinkling of pine trees in through that little section there. But if you want to set up a hammock, I'm looking at this going, oh wow, look at all the choices I've got for hammocks. So, yes. But I'm just trying to think how far I'm going to push on today. As I said, theoretically, if I put the foot down, well, I'm probably a bit late to finish the whole thing today, 13 kilometers. I mean, well, you'd probably get back to the car and be a bit dark, but the whole point is to spend the night out here. Yes, I don't know. I think I'll just go along and do the usual. So the sunset's at 4 o'clock now. Sorry, 4 o'clock, oh my goodness. Sunset is at 6 o'clock because daylight savings just finished. So yes, I'm thinking we're going to do the old 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. You know, in that window, start looking for, oh excuse me, somewhere to set up camp for the night, because I think I'll easily be able to do the rest of the hike tomorrow in one go, unless I find somewhere really good. I can see some smoke over there. I wonder if there's houses through there, or somebody's got a little campfire going. I'm not sure if you're allowed to have campfires. I mean, I've got my gas stove. I wouldn't mind having a little campfire. Oh, you know, I set up a little camp just here. Nice. Oh, let's keep heading towards the lake. I want some lunch. Oh, I feel like I'm in a rush. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm behind schedule, which is what I always feel like when I go hiking. I'm always like, oh, I've got to be here, got to be there. Go, go, go. Oh, hello. Probably shouldn't have it up on its side. Dun, 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 dun. Whew. Oh, that was big bug. Probably don't use the hand that got stuff on it. Good. There we go. Let's get those noodles are cooking. Oh yeah. Something else I just got. Well, actually, I got them yesterday. Saturday. I got them on Saturday. Is these Cedar Summit dry bags, because my new backpack is just one big massive cavity, and my previous backpack had like all pockets and stuff, so I could sort of separate things into different pockets to, you know, keep a track of where everything was. But with this one I can't. Oh, is my water boiling already? Oh yeah, we are boiling. Turn that off. And so what I'm doing is I've got like a food bag. I went and brought a couple of these waterproof ones. Initially my main concern was, let me just get my noodles here folks, noodles, was because the, I think it was my sleeping pad had gotten wet a couple of times, and I was like, oh man, you're kidding me, aren't you? And so I was conscious of getting a wet sleeping bag or a sleeping pad. So I thought, oh, it'd be good to get some type of waterproofing. Get my noodles in here. I didn't even that much water. Surprising. I just realised I didn't bring rubbish bag. Oh, I'm spewing. Normally I bring a little Ziploc bag I can put all my rubbish in. And I did not do that today. Alright, put that in there, let that slowly soften up. But anyway, back to what I was saying, is, so I got these dry bags and they were like $25 from Anaconda. Got 3 of them. One big, a 30-litre one for my sleeping bag, pad and all that type of stuff. One for my clothing, and I put my sleeping bag in that one as well with my clothing. And then also I got one for the food. This one's obviously, I mean, that's a 20-litre one, and I've got like that much food in it. So I figure it was probably good to get a big one, because I can always, you know, all you do is just fold it over, and then it's got this sort of little seal thing here, and you just roll these over, and I just roll it all the way down. So roll down, And now, when I want to go hunting for stuff in my bag, I'm like, right, red bag's got my food, blue one's got my clothes and my sleeping bag in it, and obviously I know about my other stuff underneath. That was more just for the sake of keeping them dry, because I had a couple of times where it's gone a little bit wet. So now we have the problem of rubbish bag. I mean, it's not bad. I've got little pockets on the side here I can chuck the rubbish in, so it's not dire straits, but I just like to have my little bags, that's all. All right, lunchtime. All right, so it's actually 2:45. So based on what I was saying before about trying to find somewhere to camp between 4 and 6, it means I've got another hour or so before I start looking for somewhere to camp. Now, I just checked the route. I would suggest we are about 4 kilometres. Basically, we're going across the top. We went sort of from this point here around the lake. We're at the lake here. We go around and then up and along sort of the ridge line and then back down to the river. And at this point here at the river is where the tunnel is. So I was originally contemplating camping here, but I'm just contemplating whether I camp anywhere along the top there. I'm not going to have any access to water up there, I don't think. And it's about 50 metres higher in elevation than we are right now. I'm just thinking out loud. I was actually looking at this spot just here going, do I camp here for the night and then just turn this into a 2-day, really short 2-day hike? Sorry, 3-day hike. Camp tonight. No, there's just no way I couldn't not make it back to the car tomorrow. I think back to the car is only like 9 kilometres, which I mean, guess you could break that up if you really wanted to. I think we'll stick to our original plan. Have this, we'll head off, and then between 4 and 6, sunset's at 6, so maybe between 4 and 5, because I don't want to get caught in the cold tonight. It's going to get down to, I think, 8 degrees tonight. So, yeah, so I want to definitely have camp all set up. It's nice and still, which is good. I think there's only like a one really, really low chance of rain, so another good aspect. But I mean, I'll still put the tarp up. Between 4 and 6. So if we were to do, I suppose if we did a really good hour between now, 2:45, 3:45, 4:45, we've really got 2 hours. We leave here in the next 10 minutes, which is doable. That'll be 3. Do 2 hours, 3, 4, 5. We could almost be at the end. We could be at that tunnel spot. And I think it's about 6 kilometres back to the car from that point, I think. So there we go. With my luck, they will fall off. Alright, Shores Lake. What do we know? Slippery rocks, deep water, submerged objects, poor mobile reception. Well, no life-saving services, swimming not recommended. Do not camp, camper van, prospect, shoot, or drone. All right, happy days. All right, my understanding is our track goes around the back of the dam here, a lake. Is this a lake, a dam? What's the difference? A lake is natural, I guess. Oh, yeah, this looks more like a lake. Oh, somebody's got a little swing going on here. Not sure I'd want to swing into that. Geez, some murky water. All right. So we have about 2 hours to knock over about 3 kilometers. Watch me do an ankle. There we go, we're still good. All right, we're gonna have to put down some pace. Don't do it, Ben, just walk normal. Hey, is this like a scene from a movie where the crocodile comes out of the water and just goes whack and hits the hiker as he goes along the side? Oh, make sure I get it on camera. And then when I don't come back, they come and find the camera laying here next to the lake, and they're like, what happened to the hiker? And they check the footage and they're like, oh my goodness. And just as they check the footage, they're sitting here next to the lake checking the footage, and just as they see what happens, they're like, oh, he got taken by a crocodile, and they turn and the crocodile comes out and whacks them as well. Okay, do I watch too many movies? All right, let's get some kilometers underway. All right, so we've just come up the hill. Now, this road over here, Shores Lake Road, but there's a track just that runs up next to it. We're pretty well going to run parallel to this. And I think the original track, sorry, the original route is actually up along the road, but I thought it might be better up this way, up the actual track. And I can hear motors running up here. And I can see portaloos. I think I can see a caravan up here as well. Interesting, interesting. Let's see what we can find when we get up here. Maybe these are the workmen doing clearing works, clearing paths and chopping up trees. Let's see what we find. All right, can you guys see up there? There's a couple of water tanks, portaloo, caravan. Maybe it's a generator I can hear. But yes, somebody's up here, well established. 4 water tanks, portaloo, 1 caravan. I think this is as close as we're going to get to it. Over here, Tunnel Point track, turn right, Lerderderg State Park. So I don't know what we're on the other side, but we're definitely on Lerderderg State Park now. Oh, what's that on the tree there? Ooh, crunch, rock. It's like a little white, I don't know, little silver markers on that one and that one. I wonder. Well, we're making good time. Time now is, I have no idea, but we've already knocked over a couple of kilometers, which is good. We'll this is the straight now. I reckon it's probably about, I want to say it's 3 kilometers down or along here, and then down to the tunnel. I keep forgetting the name. What's that tunnel loop? Well, the end of the tunnel. The tunnel. I keep saying the tunnel. I probably haven't even explained what the tunnel is. The tunnel is, from what I can gather, I'm not sure if it's man-made or natural. It looks very square, and the fact that it says tunnel means maybe it was something that was man-made back in the gold rush, in the mining days, when they were used to do a lot of mining and stuff out here. And so they cut into the mountain, and now it's flooded because now there's a stream, I think, running through it from all accounts, from all the photos I've seen. But yes, we'll cruise along down here, and then we will I don't know, let's check the time. Let's have a little pause, and we're back. 3:30 it is. So I've still got an hour and a half. 3 kilometres. You'd have to be, well, no, that's clicking along. So we're not going to make it to there, I would not think. 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. Well, you could. 2 hours. 3 kilometres. Yeah, well, you could. Yeah, no, that's true. 2 hours. We've only got, say, 3.6 kilometres to go. The whole track only has 9.7 k's to go. So, well, truth be told, if I put the pedal to the metal, I could be back at the car. But, so we can just cruise on down here, keep an eye out for an ideal camp spot, and yeah, see what we come across. I'm hoping, I can already feel the temperature dropping, which I'm conscious of. Thankfully it has not rained. I felt a couple of little drips, and I'm not sure if those are drips from the trees or actual rain spitting. I hope it's just drips from trees, but my big hope is no rain, not too chilly overnight. It's going to get down to, I think I said 8 overnight. I can feel the breeze, the air as I walk along now, just in this t-shirt. Is a bit fresh. I'm cooking, well, not cooking, but I'm very warm, so yes, once I stop, I'll definitely feel it. I'm noticing a lot, you can see all the tree trunks in here have been burnt, so obviously from the bushfires a couple of years ago. I don't know how many years ago it was now. I mean, the undergrowth's all redone. There's no burnt undergrowth, but I suppose that comes back very quickly. Oh, look at that tree up there. It's snapped and it's hanging on that one, but then you've got all the regrowth coming through. Yes, all right. We shall find what we shall find. Alright, just came from that bad boy all the way up there down to here, and this thing says O'Brien's crossing via Byers Track, Blackwood via Byers Track, 6 kilometres, 2 hours. That's probably what we're doing. The creek is just there. So we're going to get down here, see if we can find ourselves a camping spot. Alright, we only just finished that last clip, like literally 5 minutes over there, and I came down, spin around, that I was like, oh yeah, the stream comes around here, the cut through, the tunnel must be here somewhere. I looked at all this, I was like, wait a second, the water goes through here. Look down there. I'm not going to get too close to the edge, I'm just going to put you guys over the edge. But that is the tunnel. So yes, I'm going to say man-made, and it probably goes through to the other side because the river continues on, so that's what it's for. Crazy. But that's about as close as we're going to get. Due to all of those trees being down, we're not going to get much closer than that, but that's okay. Minor dilemma, you see back down there over my shoulder, is where the, you can tell I'm getting tired, I can't piece sentences together anymore. What's it called? The cutout, the tunnel loop. The tunnel's back down there. So we've got a bit of a hike uphill. Now, when I was hiking along that top section, I didn't sort of video much going down the other side because it was quite rocky, a lot of trees down. And I was trying to make good time to get down to there, to that location. And again, this is me not looking at my maps closely enough. I assumed that the track came back along the river, sort of lower down. Maybe that's, I assumed, that's what I hoped. But as you can see, and with my breathing, we are now on a steep ascent straight back up again. And that makes me a little bit nervous. And the reason for that is because over on the other hill on the way down, there was lots of trees down, and I was looking around going, yeah, I wouldn't want to hammock camp or camp period in any of these sections. I'll definitely push on, get down to the tunnel, find a good campsite down along the river where the trees are shorter, less chance of being blown over, copping damage. The fact that we are now hiking straight back up again, and there was basically nothing down there, no camping spaces, sucking the air in, suggests we're going to hike straight back up here into the kind of trees I don't want to hike in. I mean, camp in with my hammock. Oh man, that's some... get a load of that up there. Oh, wait a sec, no, it's telling me in 5 minutes I need to turn right. Oh, maybe we're going to go off to the right, are we? It's saying there's another track off here to the right. Because I'm looking up that hill going, that doesn't inspire confidence. I'm going to be cactus by the time I get to the top of that. Now, my watch seems to think just up here we've got a track and we're going to turn right. Well, I reckon I've already gone 5 meters. It's maybe maybe it's not 5 minutes. I reckon it's going to be up there where those trees are. All right, guys. Once we turn right, just here. To the right, there is just crazy bushland. Whew, all right. I'm going to check some maps. We'll get back to you. The 5 meters that said on my watch was more like 10 or 20. We just got up. I just walked up a little bit higher to where I thought it was. I could see this sign over here with the 2 white arrows on it. And over here we've got Buyers Backtrack, which is where we want to go. So here to tunnel down the hill. Buyers Backtrack, it wants me to turn right, which will be back that way along the river. Now, at least I'm not going up that big mountain, which is good. I wasn't super keen on that, but if we just have a look at the surrounds here, now we are on the side of a mountain. Can you hammock camp on the side of a mountain? Oh yes, yes you can. It's probably a bit easier to do it flat. I don't think I've ever done it on a mountain, but, oh, excuse me. Is it possible? Yeah. Whew. So what does all this mean? In the back of my mind, and not that far back to be quite honest, I'm wondering, are we going to end up back at the car and this is going to turn into just an afternoon hike, not an overnight trip? Because if I can't find somewhere that I consider safe and practical to put up the hammock, I'm not going to put up the hammock in somewhere that's a bit dodge just for the sake of staying a night. I'd rather just, well, go home tonight, stay the night, and you know what, maybe tomorrow I'll go out and do a different hike somewhere else. But yes, she's a bit steep. When I look down the hill, she's definitely, and we could, I'll tell you what. And the other thing I don't like about this is, on a hill like this, this is where the trees fall over, as in, because it's a hill. It's not like it's, you know, nice and flat. There's more chance. So even just as I look around, I can see more trees down. Or now maybe I'm noticing them more. Oh, my hips are sore now. Oh, I must have my my hiking fitness must be low. All right, well, we'll it's 2 k's back to the car, which is really only, I don't know, maybe an hour, not even. But that's not my intention. My intention is to find somewhere to camp and set up camp. So we'll keep going, see what we come across, guys. But I may pre-warn you, this may be how's that? My hike's gone from 3 days, 2 nights in the Australian bush, 2 days, 1 night in the Australian bush, 1 afternoon in the Australian bush, and we headed home. Oh dear. All right, we'll see what eventuates. Well, the cliff gets a steeper. There's a nice big drop off there to our right, and I saw one spot back there and I seriously considered it for a minute, and I was like, you know what, it's just, I'm trying to find a spot, and the fact that I'm trying, I know
I'm looking at spots, I'll be like, oh, I could probably sit up there. Whereas normally I'd be like, no, I'm not sitting up there, that's crazy. There was a spot back there which sort of overlooked the valley. I thought, oh, that'd be a nice evening shot, you know, a nice view out over the valley for sunset. And then it's like, oh yeah. And then 3 meters in front of the thing, it drops like 10, 20 meters down into the valley like this. I'm like, probably not the best. Because the other thing is, up the hill is also very steep. So I suppose you've also got to be conscious of, you know, rocks rolling down. Yes, sketchy, sketchy. And this little path, I tell you what, I'm liking this path. It's thin, but it's flat. Oh, loving it. Little Gorge has struck again. Nice hike. However, struggling to find a good place I can camp. Do I go back to the high country, folks? Is that an option? I am disappointed about Wombat National Park because that was like nice rainforesty kind of thing, though I did notice there were some big mosquitoes when I got out. And it is quite, even though it's only, I don't know, like probably 12, 13 degrees at the moment, if not lower. Oh, no, it must be a bit warmer than that, surely. It does feel a little bit humid, so yes. Wombat National Park was an option, but alas, not to be. But that's okay. We'll keep pushing on. What it says, I am, oh no, actually, I think I'm less than, well, it said back there, that sign said 2 kilometers back to Blackwood, but I'll have to check that. Oh, she's a big drop off there to the side, look at that. Oh yes, big drop off. Yep, keep on cracking. Well, I'm going to be honest, guys. I didn't want to get the camera out because, well, I was just saying to myself before, I was like, oh man, I'm a bit sweaty here. When I get back to the car, I'm going to have to change my shirt and put my other shirt on so I'm not sweaty in the car. And I was like, is that a telltale sign? I'm already planning the trip. I don't know what just flew in my face. It's cobweb. Poles. I'm already planning the trip home. And then I came around the corner, then we've been sort of slowly making our way back down again. And lo and behold, we are now almost all the way back down to the river. The creek is literally just there to our right. So I am, and we're about 5 Ks, I think it is, not quite 5 kilometers from the end of the route according to my watch, which is a bit surprising, but whatever. However, look at the number of trees down. What is the story here? I don't particularly want to camp under giant trees with this many trees down. That suggests to me that there is a propensity for trees to fall. I still haven't found a spot that jumps out at me. I'll be honest, if I find one, I'll be like, oh, here we go. And I'll check it out. So the creek's literally just there, or at least a tributary of it. Tributary, is that the right word? Maybe. So yes, time now is just after 5, literally 5:05. So the sun will set in an hour. Obviously, because we're in the valley here, it's already starting to get a bit dark. Temperature hasn't dropped overly, that I'm not worried at all. Trees to my left is probably the most potential area, but it's still just a pick up sticks of trees down. And where the heck is the, oh, where are we going here? We're hooking a turn. We're going across the creek. Oh, there's not much water in that creek. Oh no, we're going back up this way. Okay, here I was thinking over there, on the other side was going to be my options for, my watch is going ballistic, was going to be my options for somewhere to camp. But you can see there's just trees down all over the place. So we'll push back through here, see where this takes us. Obviously I know where it takes us, but at least this is nicer. This is nicer. I'd much rather this than walking on all the rocks and stuff up on the hill. As we all know, I like myself a good, bit of rainforest, the ferns, nice and cool. It has cooled off. Haven't seen all the mozzies and stuff yet, so the bugs do not appear to be out, at least in this area. So if I stand still, maybe that situation will change. Lots of trees, lots of ferns. It's gone back to being steep. Wow, look up there. That tree is leaning on that tree up there. Oh yeah, I'm not hanging around here. Let's keep walking. Even as you look along the path there, you can see all the big trees have fallen down across the path and have chainsawed through. There's a big one out there. Holy mackerel. Well, the saga continues. It is now 25 to 6. And the hunt for a elusive camping spot continues. I just sent Joanne a message because we're only about 3 kilometers back from the car, which is less than an hour away from the car. And I basically said, look, if I don't find a good campsite, I'm just going to push onto the car and, sorry guys, and come home. I haven't got any phone reception yet because I'm down the valley, but once we get somewhere, hopefully the message will go through to her, because she will be wondering why my spot has not said I found somewhere to camp. The landscape, it sort of ebbs and flows. Sometimes I see spots where I'm like, oh, I could potentially camp there. But then I sort of look up, I saw one back there and I was like, oh, that's a potential. And then I looked up and there was literally a massive branch across the top of where I'd be putting the hammock. I was like, yeah, not a chance. Not even, I wasn't gonna put it under that. And these trees, there are some big ones up there, which is fine. I feel like I've got cobwebs on my face. Oh. But yes, not ideal. Oh, we've gone total scrubland bush here. Going, well, here we go. And so the other thing I was thinking about before was, I'm looking at finding somewhere to put my hammock up. Can you imagine if you were trying to find somewhere to put your tent? Like, most of the ground has been, at best, a 30-degree angle. I'm sort of going through a little bottom of the valley here and up the other side. Yeah, like a 30-degree angle, and you're up to like a 45-degree angle. So if you were trying to pitch a tent somewhere, you'd be hard up. Plus the fact that there's just thick vegetation everywhere. There's been no like little clearings and stuff like that for sure, which is one of the advantages of hammocks. And I feel like I'm about to sneeze, so excuse my sneeze here if it comes. So yes, definitely only so far options potentially for hammocks, but I'm still yet to find one that I would consider, yes, I'll set up camp there. We've come back into an area where it's a drop off on the side again. So yeah, comment down below, do you hammock camp or do you tent camp? And if you hammock camp, what is the most precarious, shall we call it that, place you have set up your hammock? Insofar as like, wasn't ideal, but you didn't really have a choice. Because that's what I was thinking before. I have a choice here. It's like, if I didn't have a choice, I would find somewhere and I would just make it work. Even if it was a little bit, not 100% sure of it, I would pitch the tent. Like if I was 50 k's from my car, then I probably would have already pulled the pin on a spot and just gone, this is going to be it. And I'm just going to have to pray that a tree doesn't fall on me. Oh, cobwebs. So many cobwebs in the face. You can tell no one's been down this track. Oh, I got more cobwebs on my face. Stand by, guys. And we're back. So yes, you can tell no one's been down this track for a bit. Either that or the spiders are, you know, active. But yes, comment down below the somewhere you've pitched your tent. You've been like, there's a little bit dodge, like it's on a 45-degree angle, or it's hanging, you know, between two trees over a creek. Which, yeah, there was another spot back there that I saw that I was like, oh, that's potential, but underneath it. Oh, I thought I heard a kangaroo. I thought I heard something moving through the bush. Yes, all underneath it was like rocks and stuff, and I was like, oh, even just trying to move around, getting in and out of your hammock would just be a punish if it's all just rocks and stuff underneath. You know, ignoring the fact that if your hammock somehow had a failure and you hit the deck, I mean, not that's likely going to happen, but potential, you'll land on rocks. But yeah, comment down below. And if you're a tent camper, what is the most interesting place you've pitched a tent? Like I was watching Hazy Outdoors last night, and I was surprised where he set up his tent in his latest video, the Big Agnes, that was it. And it was quite like on an angle. Like I thought it'd have to be pretty flat. I don't want to say it was like 30 degrees, but I'd say it was like 15, 20, enough that you'd be like, that's not very flat. And obviously he must have put his head at the top and feet at the bottom, but I've never had to do that. So comment down below your thoughts. But we're going to keep pushing on. What are we? 2.7 Ks from the car. Yeah. Going through the jungle. So I was hiking up here, there's the path. Got to this point here, and lo and behold, check this out. I've got a cave. Hello. Wonder how far in there it goes. Oh, of course I dropped something. Am I going very far in there? No, freaking not. It goes back at least 10 meters. And that's about as far as I'm going to venture into that little expedition. Interesting. We'll back out of there and we'll move along. Chances of Ben going into creepy cave at sunset in the middle of the bush, pretty freaking slim. Give you the tip. All right, we are getting down to some low light conditions now. It is about 12 minutes. I don't know, ETA here, 12 minutes. 20 to 7 it reckons. I don't know, 25 to 2,500 metres away. I don't know, I'm not sure what time it is. Must be getting close to 6:30. Sun has gone down. It's funny, the last 500 metres out, it was like, oh, turn hard left. And it was like 4-wheel drive track, almost straight up. So I've just come up that. Whew. Yes, lo and behold, like I could go and camp just here. I would suggest these trees are not too bad, they're not too tall, but then I'm also like, I'm 500 metres from the car. Why? Literally, I don't know, 200 metres from that house. So it's not really any point camping for the sake of camping in somebody's backyard. So yes, all right, back to the car we go. All right, we are back in the car. It is 6:40 and well, lo and behold, I actually got a note. Oh, watch me drop the camera. I got a note that says no parking private property. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Pretty sure this is the side of a public street, so your private property doesn't start until the fence line. The nature strip is public property. But anyway, so we knocked over the hike in 16 point something Ks. What did we say it was? Have I got this? Oh, I missed it. Oh, we're going to rotate through. I'm going to head home. I'm just waiting for my watch to rotate through. Oh, come on, watch, hurry up. Distance 16.37 kilometers. Time 5 hours 7 minutes. Average speed 3.2 kilometers per hour. So that's not too bad considering we had that break for lunch. Well guys, it has been a bit of a interesting one, I'll say that for a start. As I said earlier, it was supposed to be a 3-day 2-day hike, 3-day 2-night hike, then it turned into a 2-day 1-night hike, and then I knocked it out in whatever I just said, a couple of hours. I am buggered. I've burnt through some calories and all I've had to eat today is those noodles and some eggs for breakfast. So I've learned a couple of things. Need to make sure I get some more food. I should have brought, if I was doing this over 3 days, what I had probably wasn't going to be enough. I probably need to have some trail mix and also some bars, some protein bars. Is probably what I should have got. So I'll keep that in mind for my next one. But I also felt very rushed to get this one done. It was a bit like, oh, I want to leave for a week. I need to go do a hike so I can do a video, because it's been ages since I've got a video out and I need to get one out. So it all felt a bit rushed. And Eric Off Track, who I'll leave a link below, Eric Off Track, go follow him on Instagram and YouTube. He does great videos too, as in, because mine are great. But he does a really good video, and he actually recently just said, I saw on Instagram he posted something where he went for a hike and then it just didn't pan out. So nothing was working, it didn't work. So he pulled the pin on it and went home, and it was very much like, oh, was that a waste of time? You know, all this type of thing. And it was like, yep, just go back, recharge, go restock and go, yep, right, now I'm good to go again. So yeah, anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, it is definitely a different one compared to the normal ones I do. Hit that like button, subscribe, do that comment thing down below. As I said before, if you do a tent or a hammock, you know, tell me the most precarious place you've set up your sleeping situation. Otherwise, I'm heading home, and I think I'm gonna have some scrambled eggs on toast for dinner, because I'm dieting and I can't have McDonald's on the way home. And plus, I didn't really earn McDonald's. It was only a 16K hike, so 16K. Well, maybe I did. How many calories is that? Oh, it reckons I burnt 2,000 calories this afternoon. No. Eggs on toast will be good. All right, guys, see you next time.